Hey, happy Friday. Welcome back to Library Sherry. And this week we are still watching the Pitt. And let's see what's going on this week. We are getting to the second half of the show. If there is any drama moments or cringe moment, it should be all happening this week or next week while I'm watching. So let's dive right in.
I can't believe they allow you around med students, Langdon. And pick up any of his bad habits.
You know the difference between surgeons and serial killers? Serial killers don't bill their victims.
You guys staying ahead with his fluids?
Per the Parkland, 4 per kilo times 90% burned.
Wow.
27 liters over 24 hours. He's had 2 so far.
Lactated ringers, 1.785 liters per hour for the next 7 hours.
I'll program the pump. We got a second eye.
They got a severely burned patient. They will be losing a lot of fluid, and then what you see in the show is in order to make up that fluid loss, they will give them the fluid, and at the same time they trying to maintain the electrolyte balance. But most of the time it is so hard, and any slight changes they have on that patient will cause a huge swing on their lab result. So what we see in the lab will be looks like this patient is swinging from one extreme end of critical to the other end of the critical. And there will be tons of checks on their result because the system thinking a normal human should not be swinging result that much. People who dealing with this kind of sample have to always trying to think about what did they do to this patient? Is this swing really caused by fluid maintenance, or is it caused by a pre-analytical error? For us to press a confirm button for this kind of patient, we have to think a lot of stuff and sometimes stare at the patient treatment history for a little while. Also, for this kind of burnt patient, because their system is under such a stress, there will be blast cells show up in their hematology blood smear, even he doesn't have any leukemia.
Robbie, it's Samira. The endo CT came back. No bleed, but there's a carotid artery dissection left neck with a thrombus that threw a clot to the left middle cerebral artery. Okay, got it.
It's kind of funny to see they actually put gender on the patient profile. But a lot of the hospitals, especially the larger ones, a lot of the times they will have their own naming system. The hospital I was at, we have a system to name the unknown patients based on the alphabetical order of state. If any of the day I punch in and then had to report a critical for patient Hawaii or Florida, I know it's a tough day for everybody upstairs.
Possible crash C-section. BP is only 82 over 46.
Hey, Mom, you're gonna be okay. Rapid infuser, massive transfusion protocol, keatride bolus drip, 80 pantoprazole.
Yes, the GI tract bleeding can be really bad. The MTP is necessary. For the GI tract bleeding, a lot of the times the MTP alert will be left open for a longer time than other cases. In the laboratory, the longest I've seen a patient being put on alarm was 3.5 days. Of course, they didn't request the blood to be transfused 24/7 for that 3.5 days. It was more for the first day when the patient was first admitted and went through the surgery. But the biggest reason they left that alarm to be open for that long is to make sure we maintain high enough stock volume ready for transfuse for that patient, because even after the surgery, the patient will still remain at the high risk of bleeding again for quite a while. And inside the lab, when we pass over the bench, we'll be put that patient on the top of the note every single shift saying, hey, this patient was having GI bleed, really severe, still in the ICU, blah, 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 keep an eye on it. And the blood that already finished the cross-match is stored at this special little spot, and if they call, rush over it and issue the blood up.
Oh, wow.
What?
That's a lot of blood.
Starting a second line, spike a liter of saline.
On it.
What's going on?
This happens sometimes. We have to have the uterus clamp back down. Starting uterine massage, 40 of oxytocin in the back, 800 mics of sublingual misoprostol, and 1,000 of TXA. 2 units from the blood bank, just in case. Call OB and get Robbie.
Why, is Dana still here?
She refuses to leave.
She's bleeding.
Is she gonna be okay?
We're doing everything that we can.
Massive PPH on MTP and all uterotonics.
Any rupture, any inversion, any retained products.
Checked for all, none present.
This is all my fault.
Second unit's going up.
Still tacky at 130, systolic's only 84.
That's the second MTP being called. The blood bank is gonna be busy.
They stole it back from us.
Estimated blood loss?
About 2 liters, maybe 3.
What she had? Oxytocin drip, TXA, carbaprost, massive transfusion protocol.
Spike the saline?
Balloon is...
Okay, so this episode we got 2 bleeding cases, one for the GI, one for the OBGYN. Those 2 are the most popular MTP caller. Normally you would think the open heart surgery would be the one calling most of the MTP, but they are actually not. It's the GI and the OBGYN. The only difference between them is when will they close the call. The OBGYN tend to have a rush of calling the MTP, but they also close the case quicker. The GI cases normally would last a few extra hours to a couple of extra days.
God. Yeah. Code triage. Multiple GSWs. There's an active shooter at Pitt.
Ooh, we are having the mass casualty. I can't imagine how the blood bank folks gonna be feeling about this show. They just got 2 MTPs today, and now they're in mass casualty. That means they're gonna have to start to call every single nearby hospital trying to get the blood and trying to call the Red Cross for every single O unit they have. That's a lot of work. And the other challenge they also have is normally for blood bank, they will have a good amount of stock of plasma, but most of the stock will be frozen. It's not like you can just throw them into the microwave and then wait for a couple minutes. It takes much longer than that because they need to be thrown into a 37-degree water bath. If you don't have enough slot for that, oh God forbid, one of the options you can have is pull out the plasma that has not been completely defrosted but almost done, and put it right under your own armpit and put in a new solid freeze the plasma into the water bath and continuing that process. Because besides the water bath, you are the safest 37-degree defroster in the blood bank. I've done to the point that I can't feel my armpit and I don't miss that. Okay, that's all we had for this week. My gut tells me next week is the week I'll be lost my mind of seeing something really inappropriate happens. Just by experience, by what I see in this show and by what I've experienced in the real life. Thank you for your watching. This is Labrat Sherry. I'll be seeing you next week. Bye!